Into a very special edition of After the Whistle this week. We've got huge things going on in North Dakota hockey. Not one, but two national tournaments this week in our home state. The ACHA Men's Division II Championship happening right here in Mandan and Bismarck. And that's why I'm joined by this guy, Coach Dan Huntley, UMary Marauders head hockey coach. Coach, I know you said there's been a lot that's gone into this week, a lot logistically, a lot from a coaching standpoint, but how exciting is it just to have this opportunity to host an event that's so big?
Well, it's fantastic for our fans, our players, our institution, and for North Dakota. You know, our program has obviously we've been waiting for a national tournament for 3 years. And, you know, we didn't make it that first year because we were on probation and we were one of the top couple teams in the rankings. And then last year we were number 2 at the end, and COVID happened. And so our guys have been waiting and have some perseverance skills that have allowed them to get to this point. And so the excitement level in our locker room, on the ice every day for practice is fantastic. But you know, these types of events are great for communities to build off of. They bring a lot of dollars to a community as well, and for us to be able to do it at home is a special thing.
Well, you said it, perseverance. I mean, this is only the third year for the hockey program to go through what you did in the first year, and then last year with COVID, and you've been one of the top teams all along. This year you get to go into the national tournament as the #1 seed, but I mean, usually this tournament wasn't originally scheduled to be here. So usually, you know, a national hockey tournament coming to Bismarck or Mandan is probably something we wouldn't see. So how much more special is that aspect of it for this team and this program?
Well, I think it's a lot. It says a lot about the respect that our program has and our institution has garnered in our first few years. We were supposed to be in Boston, and with COVID and in one facility with all 5 divisions at the same time, they decided not to do that and spread it out to the different divisions. And we went through a bid process, won the bid, and had an opportunity to showcase who we are. And I think a little bit about the success we've had played a lot into that with our crowd sizes, the facility that we have in both Bismarck and in Mandan here. It makes it a lot easier for the association to say, hey, that's a quality place. They're going to give a great environment for a national tournament, and the penultimate opportunity there for kids at the end of a season to have a great environment to play in.
Well, let's talk a little bit about on the ice, what's going to go on with your team. Obviously coming in as the 1 seed, you know, you've only lost 7 games in this arena as a home team through the past 3 years, which is a pretty phenomenal record. So what's going to go into this last week, these last few days worth of practice, just getting amped up for the big stage? Well,
you know, a lot of it is confidence. And, you know, 6 of those losses that we've had are against Division I teams, and so we're 52-1 at home against Division II opponents. So we've got a lot of confidence. We play. It seems like we play a little bit different here. Our guys get to sleep in their own beds. It's a different style rink. I think it's bright. We have good ice. We know all the nooks and crannies of the boards. You know, we've got a great crowd that comes and supports us. So having those things in place it gives our guys that little extra that gives them the opportunity to have a little more confidence. And we've been extremely profitable, I guess, in the opportunity to score first. And as soon as we score first, I think we're 28-0 or something this year, scoring first, and you get to that point, and all of a sudden your crowd's into it, and that lifts you up a little bit more, and that confidence level just seems to steam from the opportunity, and we love that, you know, and then we hold on.
Well, you talked about offense a little bit. I want to talk about defense a little bit. One thing that I've noticed this year is you guys have been going back and forth with 2 goalies. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore, and it seems like you've kind of been rotating them. So how do you approach that going into the postseason? Do you know who your guy is going into every game, or does it stay as a constant rotation between those 2?
Yeah, that's the question even our guys want to know. We've got 2 really good goaltenders. We've been blessed for 3 years to have great goaltending. We had 2 All-Americans. We've got some interesting things with a 5-game tournament, round-robin play, and then championship rounds that we've got to figure out. How do we get those guys involved? How does our team play in front of each one of them? And they both bring something just a little bit different to the game and how their style is, even though they're basically the same height. They you know, are both smaller as a goaltender, but they play extremely well, and and you know, it's going to be, that's the hardest decision I have. You know, I know what our forward lines are going to be. I know what our defensive pairings, our power play, our penalty kill, all those things are in place. We've been doing that almost all year, and now we've got to get to the point where, you know, who do we put in net, and you know, do you play one guy 3 times, one guy twice, one guy 4 times, and one the other? You know, I don't know yet. I wish I knew. I'll play that by ear every day, depending on how they play, and I still don't know. I got to have that conversation with the rest of our coaching staff to figure out who that first day starter is.
Well, a lot of tough decisions between now and then. You, Mary, getting ready for 3 games in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and hopefully they punch a ticket to play again early in the next week in the Final Four and then the national championship as the 1 seeds.